Ahoj, já jsem Filiman a vítám vás u dalšího dílu z Gotika 2. Dneska budeme pokračovat tam, kde jsme minule skončili, takže budeme dodělávat úkoly od zbylých mistrů. Konkrétně od Bospra a získání kůží, vlčích kůží pro něj. Tak, já už jsem se tady koukal na nějaký úkoly, takže mám takový lehký plán, co bychom mohli dneska dělat. A jako první bych chtěl získat teda ty zbylý 2 vlčí kůže. Takže já se pokusím tady najít nějaký vlky. Bohužel teda nemám šípy, abych ty vlky mohl nějak pohodlně zabít. Ale já doufám, že je umlátím aspoň mečem. Jo, tady jsou krvavý mouchy, OK. Těm bych si chtěl vyhnout ještě. Já bych spíš chtěl najít ty vlky. Ty by tady totiž měly být někde. Počkej, já si doplním životy. Tak a jdeme najít teda ty vlky. Tak, tady máme vlky. Já se pokusím nalákat pouze jednoho, jestli se mi to povede. A nebo počkat, já mám vlastně nějaký ty kouzla, že jo? To by asi bylo lepší. Já na ně zkusím použít ohnivý šíp. Počkej, ale nech je tam docela dost těch vlků. Doplním si manu. Čím si doplním manu? Tmavou houbou. Počkej, to dává životní energii. Aha, já myslím, že to dává manu. Co doplňuje manu? Voda. Ne, to je víno. Jo, hele, tady to doplňuje manu. Tak jo. Těch vlků je docela dost, jo. Ale jo, snad nenaběhnou úplně všichni. Do pytle. Tak naběhnou úplně všichni. Jako já mám už tu zbroj, takže to je docela v pohodě, ale tolik jich asi nezabiju. No, tak to ne, to... Ještě jednou. Ale jo, hele, to půjde. Jen nesmím nalákat i ty krvavý mouchy všechny. Takže pokus číslo 2. Hele, co kdybych tam hodil ohnivou kouli, ta dělá víc poškození. Zkusíme to. Bych mohl aspoň zabít jednoho hnedka. A nebo mu vzít mnohem víc životů. Tamhle to. To je hodně silný. Tak pojď. No hele, easy. Máme vlčí kůže. Jako bylo by zajímavý stát se mágem. Ty kouzla jsou fakt silný, ale já jsem nad tím hodně uvažoval a stále si nejsem jistý, stále se spíš jakoby přikláním k jiný možnosti. Spíš k tomu, že bych prostě byl bojovník s lukem, s mečem, prostě taková klasika. Ale ty kouzla jsou jako definitivně zábavný a zajímavý, takže... Kdo ví, možná se ještě rozhodnu jinak. Zatím jsem ještě neutratil žádný zkušenostní body, kromě získávání trofejí, takže se můžu ještě rozhodnout. Tak jo, tak tady máš kůže... Tady.
About the wolfskins, I've got them here.
Great. I knew you would be suitable for this job. Here's the pay I promised you. And what do you think? Isn't this better work than banging away at swords all day or filling little bottles in a dusty chamber?
No, 60 zlatých jako... Žádný zázrak.
Will I get your approval to sign up with a different master?
I had hoped you would choose me, but if that's the way you want it...
Does that mean you'll vote for me?
If none of the other masters objects, yes. But you would certainly have made a good hunter.
Já nevím, tyjo. Ale teď mi můžeš ukázat to zboží konečně. No, to jsou moje kůže. Co bych si koupil? Šípy, jestli chci koupit. Asi lepší luk nemůžu, co? Jaký mám já luk? Se nepodívám teďka. Nevadí, koupím si ty šípy. Počkat, jo, takhle si můžu koupit všechny najednou, OK. Takže teďka mám šípy a já mám jaký luk. Požadovaná obratnost 10, já asi žádný lepší mít nemůžu, co? Když nemám... Jo. No, necháme to zatím takhle. aspoň mám nějaký šípy. Ale jako ty kouzla jsou fakt lákavý. Tak jo, tak jdeme dál. Mně napadlo, že bychom se mohli podívat do těch ostatních táborů. Takže já se tady jdu dostat k té druhé bráně. A odtamtať se vydáme dál. Ještě se tady podívám na náměstí, jestli někdo neprodává nějaký zajímavý věci. Něco, jestli by se mi něco hodilo. Ten na obranu, to nechci. Ten asi prodává jenom jídlo. Ne, takhle, tak věci, ale šípy se vezmu. Já to můžu koupit vlastně takhle, že jo. Co tady ještě máš? Luk. Bych se musel naučit tu obratnost, to bohužel neumím. Ale luk si koupím, to je fajn. Šípy si koupím. Tak, ty vím, že prodáváš kouzla. To je docela pěkný amulet, ale nechci, díky. To jsem nechtěl. Ještě se podívám tady k tomu týpkovi. Tak ten má úplně nic, nechápu, že může mít tady stánek vůbec. Jo, takže ty. Taky si koupím šípy. No a teď už mám dostatek šípů. Tak jo, takže se vydáme tudy a vydáme se vlastně stejnou cestou, jako jsem šel na tu farmu. Tak, tady už jsem u těch schodů a buď bych mohl jít rovně, ale to mě myslím, že povede tamhle přes ten most. A tam jsou myslím, že banditi. A nebo bych mohl jít tudy, ale tady budou asi nějaký potvory, takže já to asi zkusím tudy. Jo, tamhle jsou vlci, ale já už mám šípy. Takže to by mohlo být docela v pohodě. Kdybych se trefil. No ale no tak. Tak, vyšlo. Tak tady máme další kůži. Já jsem zvažoval, tyjo, zase ke komu se vám přidat jakoby učeň v tom městě. A nakonec asi půjdu k tomu lovci. Na ty kůže. Počkej, to jim dává tak málo, to si dáš srandu. Ty nejsou tak silný tady, či ne? OK, tak asi jsou tak silný. OK, tak já se dávám na útěk. Si nepamatuju, že by byli tak silný, to jsou silnější než vlci. To je nesmysl. Jsou ještě za mnou? Nejsou. OK, doplním životy. Tak zkusím to ještě jednou. Já nechápu, že jsou tak silný. Takhle silný by snad neměli být. Jako ono je zabiju, jo, ale potrvá to chvilku. A dokonce dává i méně zkušeností. Tady to umlátím už mečem snad. No, tak to byl docela tuhej souboj. A si to zase doplním životy. Ale tamhle někde. Tak tady máme šípy nějaký. A tady slyším další, ale počkej, tady je jeskyně. To bude v té jeskyni. Jen teda nevím, kolik jich tam je. OK, tak. Já bych si to měl uložit. To asi nedám. Jo, dám. Ale teda jen tak, no. Tady jsou bedny.
I'll never get this open without the right key. I know nothing about picking locks.
OK, takže na jednu bednu potřebuju klíč a na druhou umět páčit zámky. Což bohužel ani jedno z toho neumím. Nevadí, aspoň tady vylutuju ty věci pod mostem. Docela dost věcí tady je. Se tady někomu vysypal vozík. Co je tohle? Zajímavý. Tady toho je hodně. Vlčí zub, to myslím, že je meč, ne? Nějaký, nebo... Nebo ne vlčí zub, vlčí nůž. A ten vlastně používám. Tady toho je vážně hodně. Ale vypadá to, že už se blížím do finále. Ještě něco? Ale tady ještě šíp. Okay, to se zdá, že je všechno. Tak pokecáme s tímhle týpkem.
Hey, you!
Errol. To je jako z Harry Pottera.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? Just look at that mess under the bridge over there. I haven't seen anything like it in my entire life. Those swine should be exterminated, I tell you.
Už se stalo. Co se stalo?
What happened?
I was traveling with my helpers when those horrible brutes came jumping on my cart out of the blue and butchered everybody. I'm lucky that I still know how to dish out a decent right hook, or they would have killed me too.
Aha, takže on nemyslí ty příšery, co jsem zabil já, on myslí ty bandity na mostě. Co to bylo za muže?
Who were those people?
The bandits. Who else? They took over the bridge up there. They rob everybody who tries to pass the bridge. I knew they were lurking up there, so I passed under the bridge instead. But my cart and my goods must have been too tempting for them. Those scumbags simply jumped from the bridge directly onto my cart. I should have tried to steal past in the night.
Tak to je smůla.
That stuff there under the bridge is yours?
The cart, the goods, everything.
Look, I collected some of your stuff for you.
You can keep it. None of it is really of any value to me. The only thing that's irreplaceable are the 3 stone tablets they stole from me.
Tak ty bohužel asi nemám.
Stone tablets?
The water mage in town wants to buy them from me, and I promised he'd get them. I must have them back at any cost, or my reputation will be tarnished.
Co s nimi chtějí? Kde se získal?
Where did you get those stone tablets?
I found them near old buildings, such as mausoleums or sometimes in caves. I've already sold a whole bunch of them to the water mages in town. They're pretty rare down here, though. I found most of them northeast of Corinus.
A co s nimi chtějí?
What would a water mage want with them?
He said he was going to study them and asked me to bring him more.
Z těch tabulek se potom, já myslím, že se můžu naučit číst a můžu
Why don't you simply go
z nich
looking for new
získat
ones?
nějaký
During
dovednosti.
that melee with the bandits, I sprained my ankle. I can still hobble along, but I don't want to walk very far on this foot.
Jo, tak tady toho je hodně, OK. Jsi občanem města?
Are you a citizen of the town?
Haven't been in ages, boy. There's no love lost between me and the corrupt swine in the upper quarter of Corinus. I used to have quite a bit of influence there, you know, but that was months ago.
You managed to drive back the bandits?
Yes, but I'm sure they're still up there on the bridge.
Can you teach me how to hit hard like that?
Of course I can.
OK. No, počkej, já si to ukončím a zkusím se ho zeptat na to, jestli mě dokáže naučit mlátit.
Show me how I can hit harder.
All right, but you'll owe me for that. Help me save my reputation
Jo, takhle, OK.
and bring back my stone tablets. Then I can show you how to make better use of your strength in combat.
OK. Hele.
I need information about a weapons delivery for the bandits.
Weapons delivery? Yes, I know about that. Some swine from the city sold them so many weapons that they could barely carry them all. Some of them are kept on the bridge where those bastards attacked me. The rest of them were probably hauled past Bengar's farm on the high pastures. Maybe the bandits wanted to take them across the pass.
Takže o důvod víc zabít ty týpky, ty bandity na mostě.
Where are those high pastures?
Orland's Tavern is located just about the center of the island of Corinus. It's called the Dead Harpy. There's a way south from there. It leads to the high pastures and the entrance to the pass to the Valley of Mines.
Jo, tam se chci jít podívat. Zkusíme ještě tohle.
About those stone tablets. I've got one here.
Thank you. Now I'm still missing 2. I'll pay you for them, of course.
Jo, 10 zlatých, OK.
Show me your wares.
Máš nějaký
Can't sell
zboží?
you anything. All my stuff lies over there, under the bridge, lad. I can only sell you something once I get home, but I won't leave here until I have my stone tablets back.
OK, tak jo, tak jdeme dál. Doplním životy. Jo, tamhle, jo, jasně. Tady jsem u té hospody, tak to je nice. Počkat, proč jsem chtěl jít tam tudy? To je jedno. Já zabiju tady tu věc. No, to je pohoda, takhle. Tak, tady máme Inosovu svatyni. Tady si můžu pomodlit a získat nějaké věci, ale musím taky nabídnout peníze za to. Což teďka dělat asi nebudu. Nebo jo, zkusím to. Tak, když nabídnu 100, co mi za to dáš? 1 sílu, OK. A kdybych to zkusil ještě jednou? Tak to si trhni. Tak jo, tak se jdeme podívat do té hospody. Náleme se.
Look who's just turned up. The farmer boy. You're just in time.
Co tady chceš? Nebo co
What do
ode
you
mě
want
chceš?
from me? Are you still having problems with the city guards?
I'll give you problems, you punk. I'm looking for a fellow. He isn't anywhere to be found in the city, and these losers here don't have a clue either. He's thin, dark-haired, and he usually wears red armor. As far as I know, he used to be a prisoner in the colony. I think his name starts with a D.
Že by Diego?
You're talking about Diego.
It could be that that's his name. I'm not sure. I probably only know when I see him.
Anything else?
Yeah, you big mouth. Is there something else? I need weapons, I need provisions, and gold wouldn't be bad either.
OK. Zlato. Všichni chceme zlato.
Gold? We all want gold.
Could be. And what would you do with it? Drink your way through it in a tavern, or blow it in the brothel if I'm any judge.
And you have a better plan, huh?
You would crawl under a rock if you knew all I've done. So none of that cheek, or I'll shut your big mouth for you.
Zkusíme tohle.
Weapons? The mercenaries have weapons.
Ah, interesting. I heard that the fat farmer Onar had hired the boys. Not too bad for a landlubber. Not a bad idea, but I really should pay them a visit.
OK.
Didn't you find a weapons dealer in the city?
You can't be serious. They only have junk.
Obstarání si v hospodě. To nevím, co je. Dám mu tady 10
Here's
zlatáků.
10 gold coins.
You poor sucker. You can keep your dough. I have a better idea. There's a cave not far from here. I've been around here before and I buried my stuff in a few places. The cave is too dangerous for me alone. I want you to help me with it.
OK, tak tam můžeme zajít spolu, ale teďka ne, teď je noc.
Who are you anyway?
That's none of your business. If I wanted to tell you who I am, I'd have done it already. Got it?
OK, pane tajemný. Do jeskyně zajdeme potom. Jako první se jdu podívat sem. Když si tady vezmu ty věci, bude jim to vadit? Nebude. OK, tak to jsou moje věci. No, pohoda. Já bych asi vážně měl být zloděj. Já bych se měl přidat ke zlodějům, protože to prostě je moje. Tak, já jim tady vyčistím ty stoly. Zlatý svícen, pěkný. Moje. Tohle nikam vede? To vede na asi, co? Tak koho tady máme? Tak jo, kecáme s hostinským.
Who are you?
I'm Orlan, the keeper of this here modest tavern. What are you looking for, stranger? Maybe a decent sword or a good piece of armor? A good swig from the country stills or just some information? I can give you all that and more if your coins ring.
Od všeho trochu hledám. Zkusíme tady to.
What kind of armor can you
Asi mi
offer me?
nenabíjte nic
I have
lepšího.
here a very nice piece that is sure to please you.
Jo, takže to je to samé, co mám teďka. Nechci, díky.
I'll think about it.
As you like, but don't wait too long.
Kolik si účtuješ za pokoj?
How much do you charge for a room?
Give me 50 gold coins for a week, and you can choose a room.
Jo, to by šlo. Tady máš.
All right, here's the dough.
Here's the key. The rooms are upstairs, but don't get everything dirty, and pay your rent on time. Understand?
Tak, znáš toho chlápka?
Do you know that fellow with the eye patch?
I've seen him here before. Nasty piece of work. Back then, he moved into one of my upstairs rooms, along with a huge crate. He had to be constantly nagged about paying the rent for his room. And even then, he took his own sweet time about it. Then, one day, he vanished, just like that, along with the crate. I don't want anything to do with the likes of him.
Jak to
How's
jde?
it going with your tavern?
Times have been better, you know? People's purses aren't as open as they used to be.
A co máš za
Show me
zboží?
your wares.
If you can pay.
No, tak to je pěkná sekýra. No, já si tady zase vezmu šípy, ty se vždycky hoděj. A to je asi všechno. Tak ještě pokecáme s tímhle, ne, to s tímhle ne, tady s tím týpkem. To je ten týpek, co tady dělá ty závody v tom pití, v tom chlastání. A podvádí.
Is the beer any good here?
It's not exactly the best, but in these bleak times, you can't be choosy.
Co tady děláš?
What are you doing here?
Up until a few weeks ago, I was slaving away on the landowner's fields. One day it just got too much for me, and I took myself out of there straight away. Now I'm my own boss. Everything I own is in this chest here. That's all I need, too. Interested in a little contest?
Soutěž, jo. Jakou soutěž?
What kind of a contest would that be?
I call it bottoms up. The rules are quite simple. We take turns ordering a tankard of the best beer the old geezer has to offer. Every tankard has to be drunk dry so that it doesn't even leave a ring if you set it on the table upside down. The last man standing wins. The loser pays the tab and a stake. Well, how about it?
Maybe some other time, when I'm not in a hurry.
Jo, zkusíme tady to,
Could I
jestli
bet on
může někoho
someone else,
jinýho.
though?
Certainly. If you finally manage to find someone with the guts to go up against me, then I'll bet with you. Everybody pays the same amount into a pot. The winner gets everything. The size of the stake depends on your purse. Bring me someone who dares to go up against me and you've got a bet.
Až nebudeš podvádět, tak by to šlo.
I've got somebody who wants to compete against you.
Who might that be?
Randolph.
Randolph the Braggart. All right, why not? Send the wimp to me and the deal stands. You can pick him up again no more than 2 days later. Who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky and he'll be able to stand by then. How big is your bet?
Je velká moje sázka, 100 zlatých.
100.
That's what I like to hear.
Jo,
I'll
jdeme do
take your
toho.
bet and hold it until the contest is over. All right?
Tak ještě
Did
se zeptám
anything
na
else of
tohle.
interest happen?
Not that I know of. Nobody tells me anything.
Okay. Jako já bych se potřeboval podívat do té bedny. Ale tomu asi bude vadit. Já zkusím to. Jo, OK. OK. Ale každopádně má tam ten džin, no. Možná by to šlo, kdybych spal do noci. Uvidíme, zkusíme to. Takže bych mu tam místo toho šoupnul tu vodu jenom. Je tohle můj pokoj? Asi to není můj pokoj, ale jsou tady věci, takže... Ale to jsem nechtěl. Nice. Tady to bude asi zamčený,
I
co?
know nothing
Jo.
about picking locks.
A jako musím se naučit páčit zámky. To je klíčová dovednost. Tak, to je taky zamčený,
I
co?
know nothing
Jo.
about picking locks.
Tady jsou nějaké věci. Co tady? Tady je nějaký skladiště. Ale jsou tady nějaký vody. Hele, vlčí kůže. Tyjo, ta by se mi hodila tehdy. Ještě něco. Hele, tady je další vlčí kůže. To je super, tyjo. Jo, a já to zase zapouchnu. Zkusím se tady vyspat do půlnoci. A uvidím, jestli tam ten týpek stále bude. Já se teda bojím, že tam budou stát celou noc, no. Tam ten týpek tady není, no, ale zkusíme to. No jo, ale asi můžu. Vezmu a dám ti tam tu vodu místo toho. Jo, OK, pohoda. Kam ten týpek zmizel? On šel asi spát? No, to je jedno. Já se skočím zase vyspat, teď aby byl den, ale... A potom bych mohl buď běžet zpátky do města, nebo na tu farmu pro tamtoho týpka, aby si dal ten závod v chlastání s ním. A nebo můžu běžet dál do tábora banditů. Uvidíme. Nebo vlastně tady, počkej, abych mohl jít s ním do té jeskyně. To bych asi mohl. A jo, jdeme do té jeskyně.
Hey, you! Let's visit the cave.
Come with me.
Tak jo, jdeme. Jdeme za zkušenostma. Týpek pozabíjí všechno, co najdeme po cestě. Já si tady vezmu ty houby. Týpek na mě očividně čekat nebude. Nevadí, tak ho doběhnu. Naleme se vlci. Tak je zabij.
Nothing there. Plunder. Wait a minute.
Ale ne, to jsem nechtěl. Já se s tebou nechci bavit, já chci toho vlka. Tak chci toho druhého vlka.
Nothing there.
Tak. Ale goblini bobule? Nice.
All right, friend. Here's the cave. And here's a pick for you. I buried the stuff somewhere in there. X marks the spot. What are you waiting for? Go inside and get the stuff.
What about you then?
Someone has to guard our backs. And now, in you go.
Jsi ale vychcanej. No uvidíme, co tady bude, no. Vypadá to na gobliny, na hodně goblinů. To asi nezabiju tolik goblinů. A nebo jinak, já je naženu takhle sem a týpek mi pomůže snad. Jo, ale já takhle za ně nezískám zkušenosti. Tak to ne, tak já si je zkusím zabít sám. Nějakým způsobem to udělám. Jo, to by mohlo jít. Tak. Jo, to půjde. Jako bez toho luku by to nešlo, ale s lukem to jde. Tak hlavně opatrně a postupně, aby na mě nenaběhlo 10 najednou. To už bych asi úplně nedal. Jo, tam je nějaký ale silnější, OK. Já maličko couvnu. Doplním životy. Upečené maso. Ale já tady s ním tady ty chleby, ty dávají hodně. Vzhledem k tomu, že se ke Konstantínovi přidávat nebudu, tak je můžu jíst. Nemusím mu je dávat, prodávat. Tak. Pojďte postupně, pojďte postupně. Se mi to povede nalákat postupně. Jo, vypadá to, že jo. No, nebo taky ne. Tak to asi nevyjde tohle. Kolik tam je, pane bože! OK, tak to ani omylem nevyjde. OK, zkusím to na téhle druhé straně. Tady to vypadalo, že jich je míň o něco. Tak pojďte. Ten dává strašný bomby. To nepůjde ani omylem. Ne. OK, tak to musím jinak teda. No, ale jak? No. Možná se na to vykašlu. Možná ho tady zatím nechám stát. A jako první si zvýším obratnost a možná zacházení s lukem. A jdeme dál. Já tady jdu zabít ty vlky. A nebo taky ne. Zlatý vlci, to je pohoda. Já bych se chtěl jako první naučit získávat víc těch trofejí, abych ty zvířata v podstatě nezabíjel zbytečně. Abych je mohl stáhnout. A to si myslím, že bych se měl být schopný naučit někde tady. Kdo jste vy, pánové?
What do we have here? Don't I know you from somewhere?
Já myslím, že jo, to jo. Kdo se ptá, když myslíš? Kdo se ptá?
Who wants to know?
I'm Buster, one of Lee's mercenaries. And you had better be a little nicer to me, or I'll have your hide. All right. What do you want here?
Co tady chci? Leeho znám? To je fakt, Leeho znám. Jsem pouhým poutníkem. Do toho nic není. Já znám Leeho.
I know Lee.
Everyone knows Lee. That doesn't mean a thing, pal. Right now, you're talking to me. So where are you headed?
Kámo, začínáš mě štvát. Do toho
That's
nic
none of
není.
your business.
Nobody talks to me like that, you worm. I think it's time to kick your butt.
Tak jo. Ači já bych ho mohl možná nějak zabít, nebo ne zabít, ale nějak ho uběhat. Kdybych tady vyskočil na tu. Shit, on umí taky líst po těch. Tak jsem nepočítal. OK. Počkej, asi takhle ho neumlátím, co? Když možná bych ho umlátil takhle. Jo, to půjde. Jsem to ale bojovník. Na mě si nemáš vyskakovat. Tak, to si vezmu, to je moje. Tak, počkám, až se vzbudíš, mezi tím se tady zajdu podívat tady do toho domu. OK, tady nic není, ale hezká chata. Tak vstávej. Tak, co mi povíš teďka, kámo?
Well, we'll see the next time. All right, you're the better fighter. What do you want?
Tak. Můžeš mě naučit tak lépe
Can you
bojovat?
teach me how to fight better?
I might well be able to give you a hint or two.
Jo, to by se hodilo, ale to teďka asi ještě nechci.
I want to find out more about the mercenaries in this region.
I can't tell you much about this region. You'd better ask the farmers. And as for us mercenaries, we have a very simple rule. If you can stand your ground, you're in. I think you're made of the right stuff to be one of us. But you shouldn't let it get to your head that you lucked out during our last fight. There are plenty of guys on the farm who are quite a bit better than I am. Sentenza, for one. He guards the entry to the farm. Whatever you do, don't pick a fight with him.
OK, co s ním je?
What about this Sentenza?
He'll try to squeeze some gold out of you when you come to the farm. He does that to all newcomers. And if I were you, I'd pay up. That's what I did back then. And the good thing was that he voted for me afterwards. One good turn deserves another, he said. I lost all my gold in the bargain, but it wasn't much to begin with. And I was glad of it in the end. I once watched him beat up a fellow who had decided not to pay him.
Thanks for the hint.
Indeed. Could it be worth anything to you?
Jo.
Here you are,
Yeah.
5 gold pieces.
Thanks, man. Looks like I can take a few tonight after all. I won't forget this.
Ale jinak nikomu platit nebudu.
I want to join the mercenaries.
Anyone who can whack as hard as you shouldn't have too much trouble around here. My vote doesn't count much, since I haven't been here for long. But when Lee asks me, I'll vote for you.
OK, díky.
Lee is the leader of the mercenaries, isn't he?
Right. Hey, now I remember where I know you from. You were in the colony too.
So I was.
I didn't see you when the Big Bang happened. Not for a while before that either.
I had other problems.
You've missed out on quite a lot then. Things have changed since we were in the slammer together.
Jo, kdyby lidi věděli, že to jsem byl já, kdo je vysvobodil.
What became of the mercenaries in the colony?
Once the barrier was gone, Lee let us out of the colony. He said that nothing could happen to us if we all stuck together. And he was right. It wasn't too long before we found ourselves a cozy spot right here. The landowner pays us to beat up the militia from the city, and most of us would have volunteered to do that even without pay. But Onar feeds us all, and we can bide our time until we see a good opportunity to get away from this blasted island.
Tak jo, tak se zdá, že je všechno. S tebou si můžu pokecat? Ne, tak ty seš prostě jenom bezdejmenná postavička. Já bych se ještě mohl vyspat, já se tady vyspím, abych si doplnil životy. A půjdeme dál. A ještě si tady pozbírám houby. Tak ono by z těch hub taky bylo spousta peněz, no. Kdybych se připojil k Konstantínovi. Tak, plný životy a jdeme dál.
Yeah, get away from here!
Tak, tohle zabíjet nebudeme teďka ještě. Tady se vlastně dá jít doleva na farmu, a nebo... Tu, jak se tam jednou objevili? Nevím, jestli to tam bylo vidět, ale to bylo docela zajímavý. Nějaký další houby. Tam asi nejdu, já spíš půjdu tudy. Chtěl bych se podívat do toho tábora. Jo, a tady vlastně bude ten týpek, co bude chtít, abych zaplatil, co? A já si myslím, že tady toho týpka asi už neumlátím. Nicméně zkusit to vždycky můžu. To je tenhle? Ne, to není on, myslím, že.
What are you doing here?
I'm preparing for battle.
OK. A proč?
Why?
Lately, the farmers have had more and more problems with field raiders. A few of them even managed to get themselves eaten. Fat Onar didn't exactly find that amusing. None of us got our pay for a week, and it was more or less my fault. Now Lee wants me to wipe out the creature's nest by myself. And the other boys have already made bets on whether I'll survive.
Kde je to hnízdo?
Where's the nest?
In the middle of the field here, in the big rock.
Jo, vím, kde to je, no.
Are you a good fighter?
I'm fair with a sword, but with a bow, I'm very good. Why do you ask?
Mohl bys mě něco naučit. Můžeme tam zajít společně. No, uvidíme.
We could attack that nest together.
You want to help me? Why?
Why not? Viděl bych nějaké prašule. Zkusíme
I want
tohle.
to join you.
Oh, so that's the way it is. You want to prove how good you are. All right. Let's attack the beast together.
Jej, ale teď ještě nejdem. Tak, kdo seš ty? Ty nikdo, ale tady ten týp.
Where do you think you're going?
Jo. Co ti vlastně do toho?
I wanted to have a look around, that's all.
There's a heap of trouble here for men like you. Are you telling me you just want to look around? Ha! So you're headed for the farm. Why else would you have trudged all the way here, So don't give me any of that bullshit, and let me search you and you can go on your way.
Haha, tak to si trhni. Pracky
Just keep
pryč.
your fingers to yourself.
Or what?
Nebo uvidíš.
Or you won't be able to search anyone for quite a while.
We'll see about that.
Asi ho neumlátím tady toho týpka, ale... Ne, OK, tak to je absolutně totálně bez šance. Ta nechci, aby mi vzal peníze. Možná lukem bych ho dokázal nějak sundat.
Where do you think?
Tady to odklikám teďka. O co ti jde?
How would that be any concern of yours?
Then I'll have to explain it to you carefully.
Aha, OK.
Put that weapon down!
OK.
Put that weapon down! Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look! Put that weapon down!
OK, tomu nedělá vůbec žádný poškození, ty vole. Takže já mu asi fakt budu muset zaplatit tady tomu týpkovi. Já to zkusím takhle jenom jen.
Put down that weapon. You'll regret this.
No, jako dělá mu to poškození, ale jako úplně minimální. To bych musel mít tak 1000 šípů, abych ho sundal. OK. No nic, tak uvidíme, kolik mi bude chtít vzít peněz. Odklikám. Jasně.
Suit yourself. Search me then.
Now then, let's see what we have here. Ah, gold. It can be very dangerous carrying so much gold around. A lot of mercenaries are real cutthroats, not honest fellows like me.
No,
I only want 50 gold pieces from you. That's the toll here. And you only need to pay once. That's fair, isn't it?
Jako já mu to můžu potom vysvětlit, no. Pověz mi, to co máš vepředu je tvůj ksicht, nebo na mě vystrkuješ prdel. Tak to jo. No nic no, já mu ty zlaťáky nechám a s tím nic neudělám teďka.
And? How are things?
Not many people come this way, but up to now every one of them has paid my toll.
Neboj, já ti to potom ještě vysvětlím.
I have come to join you.
Nice for you. Do you understand that the mercenaries are going to vote whether you get to join them or not?
Okay.
Will you vote for me?
But then, why not? 50 gold pieces is a fair price for a vote, don't you think?
OK. No tak aspoň mám jeho hlas. Pak mu to vysvětlím, až budu silnější. Tady nic není? Ne, tady nic není. OK.
I'm staying out of it.
Kdo seš ty?
What do you want?
I want to join up with Lee.
Lee won't have much to say around here if he keeps on this way.
What do you mean?
He wants us all to sit around here and twiddle our thumbs. Intimidate a few farmers now and then, and that's it. Silvio always says offense is the best defense, and damn right he is.
OK, kdo je Silvio?
Who is Silvio?
Our next leader, if you ask me. If you plan on asking him if you can join us, forget it. You look like you're barely good for herding sheep.
No dovol. Já si myslím, že bych tě měl dát přes držku. Ale nejdřív si to uložím a pak ti dám přes držku.
Methinks I'm gonna punch you in the face.
What?
That's exactly what you need right now.
I've been too nice to you so far, haven't I?
Tak jdeme. No. OK, tak ne. Tak jsem si myslel, že bych ho dokázal umlátit, ale očividně nedokázal. Určitě možná s lukem by to šlo. Šlo by to, no, ale nevadí, vysvětlím mu to potom.
I want to have a look around the farm.
Don't go into the building on the left. Silvio's in there. He's not in a good mood right now. If he sees a weakling who doesn't belong on the farm, he might get the idea of venting his bad mood on him.
OK, tak tam nepůjdu. Tak. Kdo seš ty?
What's up?
Since Onar announced he was hiring mercenaries, the court's been overflowing with nothing but rogues. All the rabble who didn't have the guts to come out of the woods before are here now. The bastards really came from everywhere.
Co se stalo?
What's up?
Since Onar announced
Počkej,
all
aha,
the
to je to stejný, OK, to je stejný.
The mercenaries came from everywhere?
Most of them came from the penal colony. Another group of mercenaries came from the south, where they were probably hunting orcs. I bet that a few of the bandits from the mountains have shown up as well by now to get a free meal. Huh.
OK. No, tak ty mi toho moc víc nepovíš. Okay, kdo seš ty? Jak se vede?
What do you want from me, weenie?
Aha, OK.
Can you teach me how to handle two-handed weapons?
Listen, boy. It takes a lot of strength to wield a two-handed weapon. Why don't you slink off to the pasture for a game of ring around the rosy with the sheep?
Očividně bych tady měl všechny zmlátit, tyjo. Všem jako to vysvětlit. No tady ty týpky nezmlátím ani omylem, jako. Zkusím
I
tohle
want to
ještě.
join the mercenaries.
There's no place for wimps around here.
OK. Takže zkusím opět něco drsnějšího.
Looks like I'll have to teach you some manners, doesn't it?
Go ahead, give it a try.
Put down that weapon.
Jako kdyby mě ten týpek ani jednou nehyt, tak by ho teoreticky jakoby dokázal, jakoby to. Ale to prostě nevyjde. Ne, to prostě nemůže vyjít tady to.
Hey,
Zkusím ještě tu druhou možnost, že jsem dost silnej.
I am strong enough.
Nonsense, you couldn't even lift a decent sword like mine.
To bych asi nedokázal, no. To zkoušet tady nebudu, protože vím, že to nedokážu. Elena, aha. Bennett. Zkusíme s Wolfem pokecat.
Hey.
Ten by mě mohl naučit s lukem zacházet.
Hey, I know you. From the colony. What do you want here?
Jo, Wolfa znám, toho si pamatuju, no.
I've come to join you.
Why not? I've got nothing against it. Anyway, you freed our mine from the guards back then. But don't count on getting along with the others here so easily. A lot of newbies have come along since then. And some of the old mercenaries won't remember you. I almost didn't recognize you. You look rather haggard.
When the barrier fell, I barely got away with my life.
Looks like you got lucky then.
Je to tak, no. Co máš na
Do you
prodej?
have anything to sell?
Oh, don't ask. Bennett, one of the new guys, takes care of the weapons and armor now. In the colony, I was responsible for Lee's entire weapons store. And then along came a trained smith and pow, I'm out of a job. I desperately need a new job, even if all I do is guard the farms out there. I don't care, just as long as I'm not twiddling my thumbs here anymore.
OK.
Have you tried finding a job in town?
In the city? Wild horses couldn't drag me there. Or do you think I would want to work there as a militia soldier? I can just imagine myself in the courtier's uniform. And then that obsession with obedience. Nah, forget it. There may not be anything to do here on the farm, but at least I can do what I want.
That isn't true.
Jsi našel nějaký nový job?
Found a new task yet?
Not so far. Let me know if you have a job for me.
Okay. Můžeš mě něco
Can you
naučit?
teach me anything?
I can teach you a few tricks in handling a bow if you want. I don't have anything better to do right now anyway.
OK.
I want to learn more about archery.
What should I teach you?
Luk, OK. Já bych spíš chtěl někoho, kdo mě naučí jakoby získávat ty trofeje. Ale to jsem tady zatím nikoho neviděl. Kdo jste vy?
How are things?
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible.
I used to deal in swamp weed back in the colony. Remember?
Možná jo?
And what are you dealing in now?
Ah, don't ask. I brought a whole package of swamp weed with me from the mining colony. Many of the mercenaries like a little smoke now and then. I've earned a small fortune on the side. But some bastard stole all the weed from my chest. I'm pretty sure it was that Bodo. He bunks in the same room as me, and he always grins at me like such an idiot.
You hardly know who to believe these days. What are you going to do about the thief then?
One of these days, I'll catch him puffing away on my weed. And then, I'll find a quiet spot and teach him a lesson he won't forget. If I knock him down here in the middle of the yard, the other farmers will notice, and I'll pay an arm and a leg.
How come?
Quite simple. We can't rough up the farmers, otherwise Lee makes us pay a heavy fine. That's the way Onar wants it. And the more witnesses there are, the more of a fuss there is. That makes things more expensive. So I'll pull the thing off nice and inconspicuously.
Okay.
Show me. I don't have any swamp weed at the moment. Do you want something else?
Podívám se, šípy, jasně. Asi nechci nic.
I want to join Lee's people.
Lee's people? If Lee keeps on this way, they soon won't be his anymore.
Why?
Lee has always been a quiet one. It was that way in the colony, too. But lately, he's overdoing it. He just wants to sit here and wait until the paladins drop dead from starvation. Silvio thinks we should clean up a bit on the small farms and outside the city. I think that would make for an excellent change. At the moment, most of us are just twiddling our thumbs here. Do you want to join up anyway?
Jasně, chci se stát.
I want to become one of you no matter what.
You already know that we take a vote on every new recruit.
What are you hinting at?
Well, I haven't had anything to smoke in a long time. Bring me a few swamp weed reefers and you got my vote. You can surely scare some up someplace.
Já myslím, že nějaký dokonce i mám u sebe.
About the swamp weed. Here's a few stalks for you.
That's all? I can smoke that much in one sitting. It's got to be at least 10 reefers. At any rate, you've got my vote for joining us.
OK, tak těch ti donesu víc zboží, no. Tak, tady máme Elenu. Tam do toho domu mě asi nepustěj.
Hey,
ne, OK.
Where do you think you're going?
To the house, of course.
Onar pays us not to let guys like you in here.
I want to talk to Lee.
What do you want from him?
Já ho znám.
He and I go way back.
You're a pal of Lee's? I don't believe a word. But go on in. If he doesn't recognize you, you'll know it. Lee's in the right wing. Don't even think about wandering around anywhere else.
OK, to jsem nečekal, že mě tam pustěj. Ale tam ještě nejdu. Já jsem se chtěl podívat, pokud jsem si to pamatoval správně, tak někde tady by měl být ještě takový minicamp. A tam by měly být nějaký postavičky. Jo, myslím, že to je tady, no. Ale tamhle nějaká kytka? Ne, tak není, OK. Jo, tak si to pamatuju správně, nice.
Hey, you!
Myslím, že tebe jsem hledal.
Everything all right?
Ah, an unfamiliar wanderer. I am very busy, so what do you want?
Co tady děláš?
What are you doing here?
Well, the things a woodcutter and hunter usually do.
Okay.
What interesting things are there to see here?
Interesting is well put. If you go deeper into the woods here, you'll run into some very evil fellows. They're about 10 feet tall, hairy, and in a really bad mood. So don't go there if you're not strong enough for them.
Jo, tam je troll, to si pamatuju.
Can you teach me something about hunting?
Sure, but first get me something decent to eat. I'm dying of hunger out here. I want a bottle of milk, a loaf of bread, and a fat ham. Then I'll teach you what you want.
OK. Takže počkej, takže to bych mu chtěl dát, ale. Hladový lovec, takže on chtěl láhev mlíka, chleba a šunku. Tak se podíváme, jestli to mám u sebe. Chleba mám. Mlíko nemám a asi šunku taky nemám. To je jenom maso. Ne. No. Já zkusím zaskočit zpátky nahoru a někde mu to sehnat. Takže šunku a mlíko. Tak jo, já si myslím, že možná Elena by mohla prodávat jídlo.
Hello, pretty girl.
Just where did you escape from?
Odkud jsem utekl? Ale počkej, já se zkusím zeptat na tady to.
What's your job here?
I sell the goods that we produce. If you want to buy something, just let me know. But let me warn you, I won't stand for either haggling or stealing, understood?
Show me your...
What can I offer you?
Pak s tebou pokecám víc, ale teď si chci koupit nějaký ty věci. Takže mlíko a šunku. Pohoda. To zapade, jo, OK, to je dost drahý. Bych mohl prodat nějaký ty meče, co? Tohle dám, tohle dám, tohle dám. To asi taky. V podstatě většinu věcí, co mám. Klacky taky, dýka k ničemu. Luk si nechám. A zbytek věcí si taky zatím nechám. Tak, zaskočím zase zpátky. Tak, tady teda máš to jídlo.
Here's the food you wanted.
Fantastic. And now?
Teach me how to hunt.
What do you want to learn?
Nice, super, to jsem si chtěl dozvědět tady to. Kusadla, srdce, zuby. Jako tady z toho se chci naučit všechno. Jako, to je prostě...
Take off the shadow beast horn, brace yourself against the skull with all your might, pulling on the horn and cutting the thing out with a hard blade.
Tak, co tam máš
Teach me
dál?
how to hunt.
What do you want? The mandibles of a minecrawler or field raider have to be removed with a very strong metal lever. They are lodged very deeply in the animal's skull.
Teach...
What do you want?
Další.
You remove the heart of the animal with a death cut in the chest. But it's usually only worth it with special animals or magical beings.
Teach me how...
What do you want to...
Až zuby si
When
vezmu.
removing the teeth, you have to take special care that they don't break when they come away from the skull. I can't...
Jo, OK, tak víc toho nemá. Tak jo, tak jdeme zpátky do tábora a pokecáme s ostatníma lidma. Tak, já jsem tady už mluvil s tou Elenou, ale nevyužil jsem ještě všechny ty možnosti, o čem se můžeme bavit, takže se jdeme pobavit.
My father has decided that it's time we defended ourselves. The militia never helped us anyway. They only came here to drag off our provisions.
Jak se tady dá pracovat?
My father pays money to all the men who help defend the farm. Are you interested? You don't look like someone who has a passion for field labor.
How much does your father pay?
You'd have to negotiate that with him. All I know is that each mercenary here gets paid every day.
Tak to je docela fajn, každý den peníze.
Are there any rules here that I should stick to?
You don't touch anything here that isn't yours. You stay away from the areas that are none of your business. And if you must pick a fight, stick to the mercenaries. If you start a brawl with the farmers, everybody here will be against you.
Takže tady taky nemají rádi zloděje. To je škoda.
Has anything significant happened lately?
A few days ago, my father decreed that we're no longer allowed to sell anything in town. So now I'm staying here on the farm and selling my wares to visitors only.
Tak, s Wolfem už jsem mluvil. Tady s tím týpkem už jsem taky mluvil, jo. Tak. Tady s tím jsem taky mluvil, ale vím, že jsem nemluvil tady s tím Bennettem a s Hodgesem. A Bennetta znám.
I do not sell any weapons. Khaled does.
Nebo neznám.
He's in the house with Onar.
That's exactly what I said.
Počkej, ten byl v jedničce, ne, Bennett?
What kinds of weapons do you make?
Plain swords at the moment, not much else. But if I had some magic ore, I could forge weapons that are better than all comparable weapons made from regular old steel. You wouldn't happen to know where to find some around here. Besides in the Valley of Mines, I mean.
No.
Of course not.
OK, zkusíme
Are you
tohle.
with the farmers or the mercenaries?
You're pulling my leg, aren't you?
I was just curious.
Have you ever seen a farmer who also forges weapons?
No.
Then why do you ask such stupid questions?
I'm staying out.
Můžeš mě naučit tak kovat
Can you
meč?
teach me how to forge a sword?
Sure, that'll cost you a bit, though. Let's say 30 gold pieces.
No one really wants.
To není tolik, ale
Maybe later.
nechci se učit kovat meče teďka. Počkej, můžu i tady to, jo?
Teach me how to forge magic ore weapons.
But you don't even know the basics. First, you need to learn how to forge a decent sword. Then we'll see.
To dává smysl? OK,
I
zkusíme
want to
tady to.
join the mercenaries.
Stop blabbering then. Go to Torloff and let him put you to the test.
Aha, OK.
What about forging equipment?
What do you need?
Aha. No, tady z toho nic nechci. Šípů mám teďka docela dost, takže si koupím další. A jdeme pokecat s tím
Hey,
druhým
you.
týpkem.
Hello, I'm new here.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm not really in the mood for conversation. I'm totally wrecked.
You're awfully busy, huh?
You can say that again. Bennett makes so many weapons that I can hardly keep up with the polishing.
No, spousta práce.
What about the mercenaries?
Onar hired them to keep the city militia off our backs, but they also guard the farm, the sheep, and us farmers. So don't even think about stealing anything or rummaging around in somebody's chest. They're just waiting for a chance to knock you down.
Stejně jim to tady všechno vyberu.
What can you tell me about the farm?
This is Onar's farm. That big building is his house. He vacated a wing for the mercenaries. We farmers have had to bunk in the barn ever since. But it's all right with me. It's good that we have people who guard the farm. The building here is the kitchen. Maybe you'll be lucky and Thekla will have something for you to eat.
OK, do kuchyně taky zajdu za chvilku.
Can I buy weapons from you?
I don't have much. We take almost all the swords and axes into Onar's house.
No, tak ty toho vážně moc nemáš. Tak jo, jdeme se podívat do kuchyně. Proč všichni vstali a koukají na mě? Aha. Tak jo, a pokud jsem tady
What are you doing here in my kitchen?
teklou. Mám hlad.
I'm hungry.
I don't dish out food to tramps. I only feed people who work. And that mercenary riffraff, of course.
Něco tady
Something
moc
smells
hezky voní.
delicious here.
Oh, yes. I know the likes of you. They're swarming all over the place. First, they try to get on your good side, and then when you need them, they're nowhere to be seen.
Já jsem chtěl být jen hodnej, no.
I'm looking for work.
You want to work here on the farm? Only Onar can decide that. The farm is his, and so is the entire valley.
Actually, I was planning to join the mercenaries.
So you're another of those felons from the penal colony? I might have known. Just leave me alone. There's already enough of your kind around here.
To jsem asi neměl.
What's your problem with the mercenaries?
Ah, those morons really get on my nerves, especially Silvio and his fat buddy Bulko. The two of them have been sitting in their corner for days now, making life miserable for me. The soup's too hot, the meat's too tough, etc. and so forth.
Then why don't you do anything about it?
And what am I to do, Mr. Smarty Pants? Whack them with my rolling pin? I can do that to the farmers, but these lowly bastards just hit back.
To jsou ale gentlemani, tyjo.
Want me to teach the two of them some manners?
You better not try that, honey. As far as I know, Silvio has magic armor. He can't be defeated.
What about Bulko?
That guy is as strong as an ox. So far, he has flattened anyone who tried to mess with him or Silvio.
No. Nevím, jestli budu schopný ti pomoct.
Don't even think about sleeping in my kitchen. Go find yourself a place in the barn.
Okay. Jarvis.
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible. I was in the colony too.
Jo, toho znám, ten byl...
What do you want?
Ten byl v novém táboře, myslím, že.
How's the situation?
Right now, we've got real trouble. Two factions are building up amongst us mercenaries. Silvio and his people doubt that Lee is following the right plan.
Co má Silvio v plánu?
Do you know what Silvio is planning?
Silvio found out that some of the paladins have moved out to the old colony. He says the rest of the paladins wouldn't dare to attack us here and wants to take advantage of the situation, plunder the small farms, waylay the militia patrols outside the city, hold up travelers, things like that. But Lee thinks that would be the worst thing we could do in our situation.
No idea, you tell me.
A co chce dělat Lee?
Do you know what Lee's intentions are?
Lee wants us to wait and starve the paladins in the city. He is planning to get us all away from the island, and Enos knows I've got nothing against getting away from here. I don't really know how he's planning to go about it, but I trust him. He's led us well so far.
That was no big deal.
How come there are two factions?
Most of us came out of the colony with Lee back then, but some of the mercenaries hooked up with us later. They didn't come from the colony, but were farther south fighting the orcs. Somehow they got wind that Lee needed people. Their leader was Silvio. He agreed that Lee was in charge, but now he's trying to stir up the mercenaries against him in his plan. A lot of Lee's people don't think that it's a big problem, but I know guys like Silvio. He'll go to extremes to realize his ideas.
Silvio je pěkný šmejt, očividně.
I want to become a mercenary.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Where's the problem?
Well, I either have to vote for you or against you. And in the situation we're in, I'll only vote for you if I can be sure that you're on Lee's side.
Já jsem vždycky na Leeho straně.
So what should I do?
Simple. Beat up a few of Silvio's boys. That way both sides will know exactly where you stand. And if you stick to the rules for a duel, you'll even win the respect of the others.
Okay.
What are the rules for a duel?
Go to Torloff and let him explain it if you're interested. Just so we understand each other. I don't care if you stick to the rules or not. Just as long as the boys wind up out cold in the mud.
No, kdo jsou Silviovi chlapy?
Which of the mercenaries are Silvio's men?
There are 6 men. First of all, Silvio himself and his right-hand man, Bulko. Then there's Rod, Sentenza, Fester, and Raoul. The rest of the people are either neutral or on Lee's side.
Tak to bude asi dost těžké zmlátit teda.
How many of Silvio's people should I defeat?
If you knock 3 of them to the ground, then you've proven which side you're on. Whom you choose is your business. Just one little hint. This isn't about proving your courage. Don't go up against Silvio himself. He'll make mincemeat out of you.
OK. Co máme tady? Padá to, že nikomu nevadí, že tady jsem. Takže zkusíme tuhle bednu. Shit! Aha, oni mě vidějí, OK. Dobrá. A teď na mě nikdo nekoukal. Mě nemůže nikdo vidět. No hele, teď to jde. Pohoda. Tahle už je zamčená a hlavně asi nepůjde ani... Jo, jde, hele, nice. OK, tak to se to vezmu. Ještě něco by se tady dalo odcizit? Zdá se, že ne. Tak jo, ten Silvio a Bulko by měli sedět někde tady, myslím, že tady, ne. Oni se mnou budou mluvit hnedka, nebo nebudou? Nebudou. No já s nima zkusím promluvit.
The two of us should have a chat.
I wouldn't know about what.
OK. A teď zkusím se Sylviem. Zkusím tady to, něco neutrálního.
What do you think of Lee? Oh, he's a good fighter. I wouldn't ever want to pick a fight with him. Unless, of course, it couldn't be avoided.
OK. Zkusím ještě... Hej, sráči. To asi úplně ne. Zkusíme tohle.
A lot of people talk about you.
A lot of people talk too much.
Silvio doesn't like being talked to. You might have gathered as much by now.
Kámo! Ale ty vole... OK. No nic, no, tak ho zkusím... Počkej, on se tam zasek? Hele, toho bych mohl využít.
Put away that weapon. Smart kid.
Shit. OK. Tak, toho asi úplně nevyužiju. Počkej. To nějak půjde. Když půjdu tady takhle semhle.
Put away that weapon.
Put down that weapon.
Put away that weapon. Will you put away that damn weapon?
Jo, tak se neposerte, ty vole. Shit. Ne, on je tady. Do pytle. Já doufám, že bych ho mohl jakoby tady nějak jakoby zaseknout o ten pult. Ano, tak.
Put away that weapon.
Oh my god,
a fight.
To asi nepůjde, to by trvalo hodně dlouho.
That hurt.
Ne, to nepůjde, OK.
Let that be a lesson.
Tohle nemá cenu. OK, s ním teda nemá cenu mluvit. Tak, koho tady máme dál? Jo, s tebou jsem nemluvil ještě.
What do you want from me?
Jaká jsou pravidla pro souboj?
Quite simple. Both opponents have to have the opportunity to draw their weapons before the first blow. You can't just go and belt one of the men without warning. There has to be some sort of spoken challenge, an insult, or another reason to fight. None of the other men will interfere in a fight like that, unless one of the two gets killed in the duel.
OK, to zní docela v pohodě.
I want to join the mercenaries.
Oh, and why do you think I should be in favor of you being accepted here?
Nech mě projít zkouškou.
Did Lee send you to me?
No.
Then what are you blathering at me for?
Aha, OK, takže musím jako první za Leem. Zkusím ještě tady to.
Can you help me improve my abilities?
I could show you how to use your strength better in close combat. A lot of fighters are very weak because they don't have the technique to use their strength properly. The same is true for dexterity and ranged weapons.
You don't have to tell me that.
I want to improve my abilities.
Okay, takže tady ten týpek mě může naučit sílu a obratnost, to je fajn. Zatím Liam půjdu potom. Teď se chci podívat ještě, kdo je tady. Jo, to je ten týpek, co ukradl to hulení, ne? Co to tu kouří?
What are you smoking there?
Want a toke?
Jasně.
Sure.
To se neodmítá.
Not bad, huh?
Where did you get the stuff?
Okay. Tak si počkáme na odpověď.
I have my sources.
No, super. Děláš něco kromě hulení? Něco
Do you
jiného?
do anything besides smoke?
Not at the moment.
Tak ten se má?
I want to join the mercenaries. Do you mind?
Who cares?
Je mi to jedno. OK. Zkusím tady to ještě.
Cypher told me that someone stole a package of swamp weed from him. Would you know anything about that?
No.
Nevíš, jo?
Where's the package?
What do I know?
OK. Co kdybych to zkusil z něj vymlátit? Budu mít na to ho zmlátit?
I'll knock it out of you.
Relax, I'm way too stoned to fight with you.
Okay,
Here, first take a big toke.
OK, tak ho možná budu muset zmlátit. No nic, zkusíme to, uvidíme jestli... A to asi nevyjde. Hele, ale možná tady toho týpka bych dokázal zmlátit.
Never pick a fight with me again.
Hele, ale to by šlo. To bych možná dokázal. Jen kdybych ho zahnal nějak jako do kouta. Když ho zkusím začít bojovat jakoby takhle.
Just you.
Já potřebuju... No, tak takhle ne. Hele, já vím, jak to udělám. Já to udělám takhle, já ho naženu tady ke zdi. Pojď tady ke zdi, kámo. Jo, takhle to půjde. Ok, takhle to nepůjde. Ale takhle... No... No tak, to vyjde. Ne, já potřebuju, aby byl ke zdi. Ale do pytle. Ale to půjde, tenhle týpek půjde. No, ale když mi dá takovýhle hit hnedka na začátku, tak to nepůjde. Co kdybych tady vyskočil na tu budovu, půjde to? Ne, to nepůjde asi. Ne. A co kdybych po něm jako první hodil nějaký kouzlo? Co když na něj hodím ohnivou kouli? Co mu to udělá? No, to by šlo. Tak, kde máš to hulení? Ono tady nemá. Ale to nevadí. Zkusím, jestli mi něco poví teďka. Já možná jsem si ty ohnivý koule měl šetřit na nějaký jiný souboje. Protože tady toho týpka bych dokázal zabít i bez toho. A uvidíme, možná to zkusím ještě jednou s tím mečem. Co? Tak kde je ten balíček?
Where's the package?
Okay. I sold it to some bum in town. It was at the harbor. I can't remember what he looked like.
Could it be that you need another thrashing?
Honest, man, I was totally stoned. I don't have the slightest idea what the guy looked like. It was at the harbor near the boat builders. That's all I can remember.
No, tak to mi moc nepomohlo, tyjo. Nicméně, já to zkusím ještě jednou naloadovat a zkusím ho zmlátit mečem. No super, teď se mu zdělá, ty vole. No tak, tohle vyjde. Jo! Mám to! Dokázal jsem ho zabít mečem. Tak, to si vezmu. Počkám, až se zvedne a zase s ním pokecám.
Well, we'll see the next time.
Tak, teď mi ještě jednou pověz, kde je ten balík. Tak, to už jsme slyšeli a můžeme jít dál. A já jsem ušetřil 2 ohnivý koule, které můžu využít na jiný duel s někým silnějším. Tak, zkusím se podívat tady do toho domu, ale tady asi nikdo nebude, tady jsou jenom postava. A hlavně na mě asi naběhne spousta lidí, ne? Ne, vypadá to, že ne? Tak to znamená, že bych tady mohl něco čmajznout, ale ona tady není ani jedna bedna. No. Nevadí, vezmeme to tady doprava a tamhle je týpek, co trénuje s mečem, takže s ním si chci tak ještě pokecat. A no, ok. S Kordem.
If you have a problem with wolves or field raiders, Go talk to one of the younger mercenaries. You can come to me when the paladins show up here.
What?
Whenever one of you peasants comes to me, it's always about slaughtering innocent beasts.
I'm not a peasant.
Oh? What is it you want then?
Já nejsem žádný, tyjo, peasant.
I want to become a mercenary.
You look more like someone who'd been born to work in the field, boy. Can you wield a weapon then? So, how about one-handed weapons?
Well...
And two-handed weapons then?
I'm surely gonna get better.
In other words, you're a damn greenhorn. Each mercenary needs to be able to rely on his comrades. All our lives depend on that. As long as you barely know how to wield a weapon, you're in the wrong place here.
Jako jsem úplný loupák zatím, no, souhlasím.
Teach me how to fight.
I only train mercenaries, or worthy candidates.
OK, no, tak nic, tak jsme se moc nepokecali. A tady někdo není? Já jsem měl takový pocit, že jsem si pamatoval, že tady někdo je. Tamhle je nějaký kemp. Ale tam asi nikdo není, nebo tam budou jenom vlci. Nebo něco. No, vypadá to, že tady ale... nejsou žádní vlci, hele, tamhle... lítá bludička v lese. No, já tady vylutuju ty věci. Je tady toho docela dost. Ok, tam nejdu. Jablko, mléko. Co v tom stanu? Je něco zajímavého? Kůže stínové šelmy, nice. Ty jo. Hej, tak. To jsou ale dobrý věci tady to. Spousta kůží. Ta ovčí kůže, ona má, myslím, že velkou cenu, ne? Ne, tak nemá, tak za 10 je, OK. Jsem si myslel, že je za víc. Měšec. Tak, bedna. O, nějaký zlaťáky, to se vždycky hodí. Ještě něco tady? Vypadá to, že asi ne. Tak jo, jdeme zpátky a... tady ještě vezmu bylinku. Jdeme zpátky a já pokecám teda ještě s Líem. Ne, počkej, tady je týpek, já jsem si ho nevšiml. Pepe! Ježiš, Pepe. Zná někdo z vás jídelnu na Chodově, co se jmenuje Pepe? Nejlepší jídelna.
What are you doing here?
Guarding sheep. And if possible, staying out of trouble.
Doesn't always work, does it?
Nah, especially not with the mercenaries. I'm really glad to be out here in the pasture, although it can be dangerous too.
Můžu si koupit ovci? Nechci ovci. Co je nebezpečného?
What's so dangerous in the pasture?
There's a small pack of wolves that roams the area. Lately, the damn beasts have come by and eaten one of my sheep almost every day. A few days ago, I had almost twice as many sheep. I don't want to think what Onar will do to me when he finds out.
Ten tě asi zabije, ty ovce mají větší cenu než tvůj život.
Why didn't you tell the mercenaries about the wolves? I thought they worked for you.
Yeah, I know. I should have done that, but I didn't, damn it. And now, with so many sheep gone, I'm afraid to tell anyone about it at all.
But you just told me.
I'm already regretting that too.
No, ty jsi docela v háji.
What if I killed those wolves?
You? By yourself? I don't believe it. I'd sooner trust my bellwether to do that.
Forget it. It was just a suggestion. I'll go over to the boys and see what they say about it.
Wait a minute. Okay, you're the greatest and you can take on 100 wolves at once, no problem. Mostly they lurk between the trees near the pasture. I think there were only 4.
Oddělal jsem ty vlky, teď já jsem ještě nezabil, ne?
I've done in the wolves.
I don't need you to make a fool out of me.
Oh.
The beasts aren't all dead.
Okay. No, jak se máš? Jak to jde?
And how are your sheep?
I'm fine, and so are the sheep. That is, the ones that are still here are doing all right.
Jen tak ze zajímavosti. Kolik by stála ovce?
Can I buy a sheep?
Anytime, if you can pay the price. A sheep will cost you 100 gold pieces. If you pay, you can take a sheep, but you have to treat it well.
To není tolik, ale nechci ovci. Tak jo, tak teďka jdeme za Lím? Jak se to skloňuje? Lím? To je jedno.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Můžu tady vyskočit? Nice. Sice mi to k ničemu není. No vlastně jo, hele je. Menší zkratka.
Who the devil let you in here? What are you doing here? I thought you were dead.
What makes you think that?
Gorn told me it was you who brought down the barrier.
Yes, that was me, all right.
I never would have thought that a man could survive something like that. What brings you here? You aren't here without a reason.
Aspoň někdo si mě pamatuje a aspoň někdo ví, co jsem zač. Co tady děláte?
What exactly are you doing here?
Quite simple. I'm gonna see to it that we all get off this island. Onar hired us to defend his farm, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. But our reward is more than just our pay. By helping the farmers, we cut the city off from its provisions. And the less the paladins have to eat, the sooner they'll listen when I finally make them an offer of peace.
What is your offer going to look like?
Essentially, it will be about our pardons and free passage to the mainland. You'll learn more when the time comes.
Jako hezký plán, ale může jeho realizace trvat dost dlouho. Nechat vyhladovět paladiny.
Gorn told you about me? What happened to him?
You remember him, don't you?
Tak jasně, že jo.
Sure.
He got caught by the paladins and was sent back to the Valley of Mines with a penal convoy. If the road to the Valley of Mines wasn't plastered with paladins and orcs, I'd have sent a couple of the boys already to free him. But the way things are, there's no point. Poor devil.
Já ho osvobodím.
I absolutely must talk to the paladins in town. Can you help me get to them?
What's your business with the paladins?
That's a long story.
I've got time.
Zardoz sent me on a mission. He wants me to obtain a powerful amulet, the Eye of Innos.
So you're still allied to that necromancer. I see. And the paladins have this amulet?
As far as I know, yes.
I can help you get to the paladins, but first you need to become one of us.
To by šlo? A jak mi můžeš pomoct?
How can you help me get to the paladins?
Trust me, I've got a plan. I think you're the right man for it. I'll take you to the paladins, and you'll do me a favor, but first, join us.
Uvidíme.
I want to join you.
I'd hope you say that. I can use every able man here. The last mercenaries I accepted have done nothing but stir up trouble. In principle, you can start right away. Well, first there's one or two things we need to get straight, but it's no big deal.
Okay, a jaký věci? Okay.
What do I have to get straight before I can join you?
Onar, the landowner, is the one who employs us. You can only stay on the farm with his approval. And then there's the boys. I can only accept you if a majority of the mercenaries agree that you join us. But don't go to Onar before everything is straightened out. He's a very impatient fellow.
Okay, za ním zkusím 100% zajít, jen abych vyzkoušel, co se stane.
How can I convince the mercenaries to vote me in?
By doing what is expected of you as a mercenary, I should say. Talk to Torloff. He's usually outside in front of the house. He'll put you to the test. If you can pass that, you should have earned a large part of the necessary respect. He'll tell you everything else you need to know.
Okay. Zkusím tohle.
What do you know about the Ring of Water?
I might have known. You just have to mingle in everything, don't you?
Come on, tell me.
I'm only marginally involved in this. I know that this secret guild exists here and that the water mages are behind it. Since the fall of the barrier, I am no longer bound to the agreement I came to with the water mages back then. Of course, I still help when I can, but most of the time, I have my own problems and barely any time for other things. If you want to know more about it, you should probably talk to Cord. He's one of them, as far as I know.
Aha, tak to jsem nevěděl.
I'm ready to join you.
Not before you've passed Tarloff's test.
OK. Tak počkej, takže za tím Kordem, jo. Tak to se ještě podívám. To myslím, že je tenhle týpek, ne? Jo. Okay.
I've heard that you belong to the Ring of Water.
What rat has not been able to keep his big trap shut?
Lee told me about it.
Looks like I've got a deal with you now, doesn't it? All right. So what do you need? And be damn careful about what you tell me. For if I don't like what I hear, I just might skin you alive.
Hezký. Právě teď nic, udělám si to po svém. Chci brnění, tvé brnění, no tak to stejně nedostanu, zbraň, to taky nechci, nauč nějak bojovat, pomoz mi dostat se k žoldákům. Asi zkusím tohle?
You could help me to get accepted by the mercenaries.
I can just see it now. Right, I'll try. What else?
Aha, jako ještě něco dalšího můžu. OK, tak jo, tak jdeme dál. Nauč mě bojovat. Tak bojovat se můžu naučit kdekoliv, že jo? Brnění, zbraň. Zkusím tady to, jako jen tak ze srandy.
I want your armor.
Say that again and you get to pick up your teeth from the ground.
OK, tak něco jiného. Tvou zbraň. To by mě asi mohl vážně zmlátit. Zkusíme to.
Teach me how to fight.
All right, what else?
Co tvojí zbraň?
I want your weapon.
That's it. You've gone too far.
To jsem nechtěl.
I'll sweep the yard with you.
Do pytle. Ne, to jsem nechtěl. Znovu. Ale to ne. Kdy jsem to ukládal naposled? Tak, to je blbý. To musím udělat všechno znovu. Tak, já jsem znovu udělal všechny ty věci, co jsem neměl uložený. A jsem zpátky u toho korda. A mám zase ty možnosti. Takže nauč mě bojovat. To už jsme měli. Pomoz mi dostat se k žoldákům. To jsme taky měli. A tady to už nic nechci. Takže to stačí.
That's all.
That shouldn't be too hard. And woe betide you if I hear that you can't keep your trap shut. And I'm only saying this once, understand?
Tak, ano.
Help me become a mercenary.
Let me think. You've got to get past Torloff if you want to make any progress here. Have you already seen Torloff about it?
Not really.
So go ahead. Take care of it and then come back here.
OK, tak jo. Ani nevím, co mi zadá za zkoušku. Já chci vyskočit sem. Tak, tam ne. Možná to musí to být. Tak jo, tak to asi obejdu. Tady je ten týpek, se kterým si mám popovídat, ale já jsem si tady ještě vedle Leeho všimnul jinýho pána, se kterým jsem nemluvil.
Everything fine with you?
So, you wanna join us then, Do you even have a decent weapon?
Jak jsi se dostal ty k
How did you end
žoldákům?
up with the mercenaries?
I came with Silvio from the south. We belong to an army of mercenaries which fought against the orcs.
Aha, takže oni jsou spolu, jo.
What's your opinion of Silvio?
He's a dangerous fella, and many of the mercenaries who came with him this far listen to what he says. Better not pick a fight with him.
To asi ne. A co
What's
Lee?
your opinion of Lee?
I think that the only thing Lee is really interested in is getting away from this island. He wants to go to the mainland. Seems to have a bone to pick with someone there. At any rate, he does a far better job than Silvio ever could. Moreover, he's a good leader. Most of the time we can do whatever we want here.
Okay, tak aspoň, že je s Leem.
Would you mind if I joined you?
Once you have passed the test, I shall vote for you.
Okay.
What weapons do you have to offer?
Only the best. Just take a look at them.
Jo, takhle, takže on je obchodník, OK. No, dračí luk, ten vypadá moc pěkně. Pěkný věci, hodně pěkný věci. Do bedny se koukat pro jistotu nebudu, to by jim mohlo vadit. Nicméně pokecám si tady s tím Torloffem.
Is it really true?
Put me to the test. Did Lee send you to me?
He said you would help me.
Fine. So here we go. There are two things you have to do before you can join us. First, you have to prove that you're capable of mastering the tasks that you will have to fulfill as a mercenary. I'll put you to the test. And second, you have to earn the respect of the other mercenaries.
OK.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
Well, how can I earn the respect of the other mercenaries?
For most of them, it'll be enough if you fulfill your task and pass my test. But you'll have to find some other way of convincing some of them. Some will try and exploit your situation, and others may not like your mug. You should try to get along with as many of the boys as possible. But if nothing else helps, then you can always take part in a duel. If you win, you'll earn the respect of most of them. But watch out that you don't kill one of them by accident, because then you'll have a big problem.
Už jsem se všema mluvil, takže vím, jak je přesvědčit a co pro ně udělat.
How's my reputation among the mercenaries?
Let's see. Wolf says he has nothing against you joining. Jarvis still isn't sure if you're on the right side. He doesn't want more people dancing to Silvio's tune. For that matter, neither do I. It's Cord's opinion that you first need to learn how to handle weapons better. Cypher says that you owe him a little favor, and that you know what that's all about. Rad thinks you're a weakling. Sentenza will vote for you. He says you were a very reasonable man. Raul's against you. I think he can't stand you. I don't need to say anything about Silvio and Bolko. Those two morons are against everyone. Buster says you're okay. The rest of the mercenaries haven't said anything. Most of them are just waiting to see if you pass the test. You're far from done, kid. If you want us to accept you, you'll have to do something for it.
Tak, ještě jsem toho moc neudělal, no.
What about you? Will you vote me in?
If you can prove that you can fulfill the duties of a mercenary, yes.
You just have to listen.
What are my duties as a mercenary?
Onar hired us for two reasons. He wants us to keep the militia off his back, and he wants us to keep things in order on his farms. That includes collecting the rent when the small farmers won't pay. So, what'll it be?
Jo, počkat, aha, nech mě vybrat ten nájem, vypořádám se s domobranou, žádné obavy. Já si můžu vybrat, jo, OK. Asi nájem, domobranu bych asi nepřipral, takže zkusíme nájem.
Let me collect the rent.
Good. Listen, the farmer Sekov hasn't paid his rent to Onar for weeks. Onar wants him to cough up 50 gold pieces. Any questions?
Where is Sekov's farm?
In the north of the valley. Looking from here, that's to the right at the big crossroads. If you have problems, the farmers in the fields will help you find your way around the area.
OK, to by nemělo být těžký. Já zkusím ještě zaběhnout za tím, hele, Bodo, s tím jsem nemluvil ještě.
Cypher told me somebody stole a package of swamp weed from him.
And?
He thinks you're the one who took it.
Oh, that's why the guy is always gawping at me so stupidly. I've been extra friendly to him lately because he seems to have hit a rough spot. But there was nothing I could do. I'd look at him friendly-like and he'd stare at me like he wanted to kill me.
Ten to nebyl, no, to víme.
Can I rest somewhere around here?
If you're looking for a place to sleep, go to the barn. But don't lie down in a mercenary's bed by mistake. Onar makes sure that they leave us farmers alone. But with strangers who don't belong on the farm, the mercenaries can do whatever they like.
Mm-hmm.
All that matters is strength.
In town, they're talking about a peasants' revolt.
Nonsense. We aren't doing anything except defending what we've worked hard for. It's certainly true that the war is being fought on the backs of the peasants. But Onar is no longer prepared to just stand by and watch while the king bleeds us dry.
A jak to vede?
How's it going? The militia has bullied us long enough. Now that the mercenaries are on our side, they won't dare to just show up here anymore. The king may think he can get away with anything, but we're not going to take it anymore.
Tak ještě zkusím tu poslední možnost, ale uložím si to, kdyby mě náhodou týpek chtěl zmlátit.
Give me that weed or else.
Listen, all I've got is this one reefer of weed. Take it and leave me alone. You know that Onar's mercenaries look out for us, right? So don't do anything stupid.
Okay, zkusíme
I
ještě
don't
tohle.
believe a word you're saying. Give me the swamp weed.
I don't have it. Honest.
OK. Já vím, že mluví pravdu, že to byl tam ten. Tak ještě zkusím pokecat s Cordem. Ten mi slíbil, že mi pomůže s tím úkolem. Tak uvidíme. A ty tady to?
Help me become a mercenary.
Let me think. You've got to get past Torloff if you want to make any progress here. Have you already seen Torloff about it?
Yes, that's with the test and everything.
What test would that be?
I'm supposed to collect the rent at Sekob's farm.
Ah, yes. That's easy. Listen, come back tomorrow. I'll have taken care of it by then. But you're going to have to do something for me in return.
And what would that be?
Not far from here, to the southeast, there's a small bandit camp in the mountains. If you go southeast from here, you'll soon see the tower there. One of my people, Patrick, left several days ago to do business with those varmints. Well, I told him it was a rotten idea. But that idiot wouldn't listen to me. I assume they've made short work of him. But I don't know for sure. You're going to find out for me.
OK. Jako jo, no, to má pravdu, že ten jeho úkol je těžší než vybrání toho nájmu, tyjo. Tyjo, zapomněl na to, úkol je mnohem těžší než ten Dorlfův. Jako jo, no. Ale zase tenhle úkol neznám.
And what makes you so sure that they won't make short work of me, too?
The fact that I know the name of their leader. It's Dexter.
Ah.
You'll simply claim that you know the guy. His men will think twice before they wring your neck just for the heck of it. It could still get dangerous, of course, but you can handle that.
OK, tak to už vím. Tak, a poslední věc, co chci ještě vyzkoušet, je zajít za tím Onarem, za tím týpkem, co vlastní všechny tyhle pole. Nejspíš mě za to zmlátěj a vyhoděj, ale chci vyzkoušet, co bude dělat. Aha. Tak schválně, jo.
Who let you in here? What are you doing here on my farm?
Chci koupit ovci. Prostě přijdu za nejvyšším šéfem a chci koupit ovci.
I want to work for you.
I don't need a farmhand right now. My people see to everything else. You have no business here in the house, so get out.
OK, hnedka zmiznu, jen si s tebou ještě pokecám.
I want to work here as a mercenary.
You? A mercenary? Don't make me laugh. If you were any good as a mercenary, Lee would have told me about you. Now get yourself out of here, pronto.
Jo, hnedka zmizím.
Everything all right here on the farm?
I don't see how that's any of your business. You don't belong on the farm.
Zkusím
You're
tohle?
revolting against the city, or so I've heard.
Now listen up. I inherited this farm and this land from my father. And he inherited it from his father. I'm not going to allow that greedy imbecile of a king to make off with all that just in order to feed his useless armies. The war with the orcs has been going on forever. And where do we stand? On the edge of defeat. No, I prefer to defend my farm myself. The money that I save this way can pay for my own army.
OK, tak aspoň mě nevyhodil týpek. Co tady ten ještě?
Don't even think about touching anything here. Otherwise you'll get a couple upside the head, got it?
OK.
There's a whole bunch of junk here.
That's right. And most of it is extremely valuable. Onar collects valuable objects. A simple man like me can hardly afford such luxury. I stick to other things.
And that would be?
I collect old coins.
Aha, nice. Tak to bych mu mohl nějaký dát?
What's your job?
Onar wants me to spend all day keeping an eye on his stuff. He's worried that something will go missing, and I would too in his place. Most of the mercenaries he's hired are former convicts from the penal colony. They'll walk off with everything that isn't nailed down if no one watches out.
Tak to je něco jako já tady to.
Has anyone tried to steal anything yet?
A few, and I caught them all.
I got an old coin here.
Show me. Oh yeah?
Uh-huh.
That won't bring much on the open market. I'll pay you a gold piece for it. Exactly as much as it used to be worth.
Jenom je ten zlaťák. Ale a co kdybychom zkusili... Dva.
Not quite enough. What about two?
Nothing doing. I'm not a loony. Beat it.
Oh. OK. Tak počkej. Tak.
I've got an old...
You know what I'm prepared to pay for it, you dog. One gold piece.
Nah, I think I'll keep it then.
They don't have any value for you. You'll be back.
OK, no, tak asi víc než jeden zlaťák za minci z něj nevymlátím. Nebo nezískám. Já se ještě chci podívat tady nahoru do toho patra.
I know nothing about picking locks.
Jestli by se tam náhodou nedalo něco vzít. Ale kdo seš ty?
Who are you?
I am Onar's wife, Maria. What do you want here?
Tell me about Onar.
He's a good man. A little grumpy and very impatient, but we've all got our faults. I told my husband, why do you let the soldiers from the city treat you like that? Do something, I said. So he hired the mercenaries. Now I feel like I'm in the middle of a war. But then, we are at war, aren't we?
Stalo se tu něco
Has
zajímavého?
anything exciting happened here lately?
The paladins passed by here. At first we thought they were going to attack the farm, but they were headed for the Valley of Mines.
I just wanted to have a look around here.
With all these men on the farm now, there's no peace to be had inside the house. They just keep barging in here.
Do the mercenaries bother you?
Oh, well, at least the farm has been a lot safer since the mercenaries came. Back when we were still on our own, the militia came from town all the time to plunder our provisions. They dragged off the better part of the harvest, and they took some sheep, too. They did nothing for us in return. A few of those scoundrels even stole from us.
Nedivím se, že se začali bránit.
So what did they steal from you?
Mostly gold and silver. They even took my wedding present, a golden plate. I bet it's now gathering dust in the chest of some filthy city guard.
To je teda smůla. Tady asi nic nevezmu, co? Vypadá to, že ne. Tak zkusím ještě tady na druhé straně. Co tam je? Jo, Elena, jasně. Tu, ta víme, kdo je. Hele, oni už jsou tady, OK.
Is it really true?
Lee, jasně. Tak já se tady ještě vyspím.
You hardly know who to believe these.
A mám pocit, že tady si tento díl teda ukončíme. Tenhle díl je dost dlouhý už. Takže já doufám, že se vám dnešní delší díl líbil a pokud ano, tak nám to můžete dát vědět tak, že dáte like, napíšete nějaký koment a nebo dáte odběr. Vzhledem k tomu, že jsme si už pokecali se všema ve městě a i tady na farmě, tak další díly už snad nebudou tak moc ukecané. Já vám ještě jednou děkuji za sledování a uvidíme se zase za týden. Zatím se mějte a čau.